ले पाकराना है ले आ रहा है हम भी पकड़ेंगे Hi Dali, where are we going now?
I don't know.
Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. Don't leave your hands, why? You're feeling cold.
We are under the shade.
Alright. Good afternoon once again to you all.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome to Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. My name is Holali and I'll be your tour guide. Alright, so now this whole park we are seeing here was officially established on the 1st of July 1991 by our former late president Jerry John Rawlings. The park was established to honor the life and legacy of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who happens to be our first prime minister and then our first president of Ghana. Now this whole park we are seeing here used to be the polo grounds for the British, and there were no black people allowed on this park at that time. So Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah decided to use this park to declare Ghana's independence and to announce to Ghanaians that they are free from the British colonial rule. Now Osagyefo, before the name, is a title. It was a title that was given to him after he gained Ghana's independence, and it means the savior, warrior or redeemer. Now Ghana used to be called the Gold Coast, but then just after he gained independence for Ghana, it changed from Gold Coast to Ghana, and Ghana means the warrior king. So I'll be giving you a brief history about who Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was, and then we can start the tour. Alright, so he was born on the 21st of September 1909. In a small village, Kwame Nkrumah won a scholarship to study outside the country in the United States of America. He attended the Lincoln University to study sociology and economics. He later went to the University of Pennsylvania and then the London School of Economics as well. He mastered in philosophy. Now, whilst he was in abroad, he was recommended and invited by J.B. Dankwa and Akua J to come to Ghana to join the first and active political was formed here in the Gold Coast, and that was the UGC Gold Coast Convention. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, together with the leaders of the UGCC, formed a group of 6. He didn't like their ideology of gaining independence at the shortest possible time, but then he wanted independence now, or immediate independence. So he, together with the leaders of the CPP, declared independence on the 6th of March 1957, right on this park where the bronze statue has been mounted. And so that was where he stood to say that at long last the battle has ended. Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever.
Wow.
In the year 1950, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was arrested to the James Ford prison. The reason was because he led in demonstrations and strikes which were against the British colonial rule. And then for just 1 year because he was bold enough to contest in the parliamentary elections. And he won massively. Released from prison in the year 1951, he became the leader of government businesses. And then the following year, that was 1952, he became the first prime minister of Ghana when Queen Elizabeth was still the head of state. So Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was actually the prime minister when he declared Ghana's independence. He was finally elected as the first president of Ghana on the 1st of July 1960. So Ghana became a republic and he ruled for 6 years. On the 24th of February 1966, he was going to another country, or he was on his way to Vietnam, Hanoi and China when he heard that his party had been over at the age of 63 years old on the 27th of April 1972. Now right after he died at the hospital, his body was sent back to Guinea-Conakry and he was given a state burial for 3 months. By then his mother was alive. She was 100 years old by then. She was also blind due to old age. And Dr. Kwame Nkrumah happened to be her only child. So she requested that his remains be brought to Nkrumah. So over there at Nkrumah, his body was embalmed and it was preserved in a metallic coffin and put to public display for close to 20 years. Then in the year 1992, establishment of the park, his body was finally brought here to be buried at the Lincoln Hill, which is the building we are seeing there. So in there happens to be his third and final resting place. He's also buried there with his Egyptian wife Fatia Nkrumah. So after he declared independence for Ghana in the year 1957, in the month of December, he got married to a woman called Nkrumah. The marriage between Fathia and Nkrumah was politically arranged so as to bring unity between Ghana and Egypt and to push his Pan-Africanist agenda. He had 3 children with a woman called Fathia Nkrumah. Their names are Gamal Nkrumah. Gamal is a journalist in Egypt. We also have Samia Yaba Nkrumah, the only lady who is a politician here in Ghana. And then we have the last child, that is Sekou Nkrumah. Sekou is a lecturer and is also into politics. But before he got married to the woman called Fathia in 1935, before he left to the United States of America to study, he had a child with a woman called Fanny Henrietta Miller, who was a half British and a half Ghanaian. The name of the child they had together was Dr. Francis Nkrumah. He was a medical doctor, but then he died last 2 years at the age of 89 years old. So in all, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had 4 children. All right. So we start the tour at the declaration ground where he declared Ghana.
बड़ा करूँगा वीडियो
Get himself away from
Okay. So now this part of the park is the declaration ground. And like I mentioned, this is the very point Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah stood to declare Ghana's independence on the 6th of March 1957. The statue you are seeing there is made of bronze, and the hand facing forward means backwards never. In other words, we face forward. And also we have the statues there. They are called the traditional horn blowers. They were present during the independence, and they are kneeling to show respect to Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and also announcing his death. We have a statue of the man with the drums, representing the southern part of Ghana. And then there's a man with a guitar representing the northern part of Ghana. So we say that he was a man that loved culture. And that part of the park is the cultural diversity. And the water we are seeing here has a meaning. We all say water is life. Nkrumah never dies. His legacy still lives forever. So I think we should finish with the tour and then we come back for our pictures. Is that okay?
All right, that's good.
Okay. So now the building we are seeing there is the mausoleum. The mausoleum was designed by a Ghanaian architect called Dr. Don Atta. It was also made of Italian marbles. Now when you take a very good look at the building, it looks like a tree that has been cut. So a tree with the roots and then the stem that has been cut short. So that represents the unfinished works of Nkrumah. So that means that his vision was cut short. And then when you look at it the second time, it looks like a sword that has been turned upside down. So a sword with the sharp end and then the handle.
Yes.
Now right here in our account settings, when a sword is placed upside down, it represents peace. And then when it goes up, it represents war. So we say that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is living under the tree of peace. And he was a peaceful man. And we have the black star at the top there that represents the hope of Africa. It's the black people as well. It was inspired by Marcus Garvey, the Jamaican Pan-Africanist. Alright, so we'll get into the mausoleum where Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was buried.
लियो वंदे की वापस पकड़ने बोलते हैं
इष्ट होगा पू
हाँ
चलो ठीक है ओके
final resting place of Osage for Dr. Kwame. So I mentioned that he was buried 3 times. The first at Guinea Conakry, where his body was given state burial for 3 months. The second at Nkrumah, where his body was embalmed in a metallic coffin and put to public display for close to 20 years. Then in the year 1992, a year after the establishment of the park, his body was finally brought here to the grave. We have a distribution right here, Fatia Nkrumah. Fatia died of stroke at the age of 75 years old in 2007. And it was always her wish to be buried close to her husband. And so she made an appeal to the government that when she dies, she should be buried close to her husband. And so that's why she's buried at this site. And so you can understand.
I can imagine what it feels like right now. It's hungry, huh?
Okay. So now we have a broken statue of Osage for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. It used to be a complete one of his that used to be across the street, the old Parliament House. And so I mentioned that on the 24th of February 1966, his party was overthrown here by a military coup. Now during the coup d'etat, properties, monuments and achievements of his across the country were destroyed, including the statue you are seeing here. Now the reason for the coup d'etat was because the people didn't like his idea of trying to unite Africans. And then the fact that he made Ghana a one-party system or state. And so when the head was taken off from the body, the people were happy. And they said that finally the dictator has been taken off. In the year 1965, he wrote a book that was titled Neo-Colonialism, the Last Stage of Imperialism. And then just the following year, that was 1966, Nkrumah was overthrown. Did you read it? So we'll be proceeding to the tunnel. She kept the head for that long was because in those days, when they see you with any belongings of his, you serve as a threat to the people and you'll be killed or imprisoned. That was why she kept the head for 43 years and brought it to the information services and it was mounted here. But then this part of it was found immediately after the coup d'etat. Alright, so let's proceed to the you see here no pictures, no videos.
Oh, sorry.
Unless you travel at all. I thought you were supposed to do this. 3 a.m. in the morning. It was 1 a.m.
ಆರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ. अरे खजाना मांगे कि लास्ट
What kind of person? The person said, oh yeah, I don't like this. Did they have any stuff in it? Nothing. Nigerians, yeah, okay, like we kept the same illegal food sausages, beer, all that stuff.
Okay. So now we have the Freedom Wall right here. These are pictures of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah showing different emotions and expressions. And also we have the colors in the Ghana flag as well. The red represents the blood of our forefathers. The yellow represents the mineral resources of Ghana. And we have the green that represents the big. And that's one of his famous quotes written on the wall. It says that I am not African because I was born in, but because Africa was born in me. So that shows how proud he was to be an African. We have the star that represents the hope of Africa. Alright, so now you can take your pictures. This brings us to the end of our tour. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye. Thank you.